Breezy won't mind.
Alright, we're gonna come back. That's what they be yelling. I'm up in my blood. I had to erase after this part. I'll replay some.
I'm sure French appreciate that.
Okay, here we go. Welcome back to the Shay McCray Show here on 106live.radio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7. We in here having a little fun. I like to dance. I mean,
Hey,
I like music I can sing to. That's why I miss the old R&B and music and rap music, because back then you could sing that music.
Right.
You sitting there in the club, everybody was just yelling the song, the words. Now all you do is just move now.
Your 10-second clips for Snapchat, and then they go back to chilling. So
that's it, right?
Yeah, we working on changing that. A few DJs trying to get back to the party, and so
to the party with yelling the songs out.
Yeah, all of that. Call and response, and just make sure it's a real party again, because life's too short to just be standing around.
Before we used to dance, now they still on the wall.
Oh man,
what's going
on the wall,
on
couch. I'm actually guilty of standing on a few couches. I ain't gonna lie.
You still?
I've done it.
The couch thing. I have done the couch thing and ended up on Facebook. I called my friend. I was like, I will kill you. I was like, hold up, don't play with me.
Right.
She was like, well, we had fun. I get it. We had
understand.
fun. I don't want that on Facebook. So since that happened to me, and it happened to be my birthday, I won't stand on the because I was like, you got to be at that point. It's an example of be careful what you do.
Right.
At that point.
I understand. So I do a lot of celebrating out the country now. Everything else is just more.
Tell me about it out the country.
Oh man, I can't tell you about it.
When I celebrate, we have this room we hang out, and so I'm always in Vegas, New York. We take our photos at first, but when you get ready to turn up,
it's like, all right,
phones down.
That's
we
it.
Know.
It's a wrap.
You can't put nobody on your they page. We don't play that.
Right.
My friends, we really like.
They understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta damn near have them sign clearance forms and agreements and all that. So
exactly.
Yeah, you can't have my one night ruin everything else I'm trying to work on. Come on now.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Because that's all it takes.
That's
one night.
That's it. They're an evil person. This is all they do with their life.
Exactly. Shoot, I might.
Right.
You might not catch that red cup in the picture, though.
Exactly. Drink
all
what?
Right, so we're here. If you guys are just now tuning in here on the Shay McCray Show here on 106live.radio.com, I'm sitting here with DJ Knox, who is the creator of Hip Hop Gives Back. He's doing great things in the community. We are talking about an event that is going on, the toy drive, actually, for Saturday. But we also talking about another great thing that you do. And we have a guest on the line now who's going to chime in. And actually, I'll just allow him to introduce himself and just tell you guys what else that they do as well. Okay?
We should probably introduce him because he talked. Anyway, we'll let him go this time. We'll trust him.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, it was good.
Everything's cool. We over here having fun. Wish you was with us.
Right.
What's this guy telling you about me?
Nothing but facts. That's it.
And he said he gonna get that voice right. He gonna call in. You gonna want him on your show for the radio voice.
Indeed. So go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Not that.
Nah. He said you're actually passionate about what it is that you guys do. So why don't you just tell the people? Why don't you introduce yourself to the people and let them know what you do?
Well, this is Mike D. Also one of the co-founders of Hip Hop Gives Back and the president of the Hip Hop Gives Back Foundation. Recently we started an online forum, online groups chat for men to discuss depression.
Oh.
And that's just a kind of one of the topics, one of the issues that's not really being talked about and not really being addressed. And I think it has a lot to do with the perception of men that we're not feeling comfortable, expressing those feelings and emotions. So I kind of wanted to, open that door and kind of make it okay, make it cool.
Yeah.
Make people feel comfortable to talk and, stop harboring and keeping in all these feelings that are leading to other issues.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, so the problem, do you find that maybe it's are they embarrassed to actually talk about it or say what they feel or what they're going through?
I think it's a mixture of both. Society doesn't really make it easy for us to be able to come out as a man. The image of a man is supposed to be rough, tough. You can't cry. You can't really share too much emotion or show too much emotion. And you're supposed to always have the answer. And that's just not the reality. A lot of men, we sometimes we just don't know, but we can't say. And you see in movies all the time, they always make jokes that the man don't want to ask for directions or this, that, and the other. And that's true because it makes us look weak, and that's just not true. We should be able to express feelings without feeling like we're looking soft or something.
Wow. Now, having this program, did you find that obviously you saw that there was a need, but did you find that there was, or did you discover that there was more of a need by going in and providing this service?
Yeah, actually, I think for me, it was a personal walk. You know, I was
Gotcha.
going through it myself,
Mm-hmm.
and it was I'm one of those people that kind of hold everything in. I figure I got to figure it out. I've always been the one everybody comes to, so I kind of hold all my issues in. And one day I kind of just sat down and I sent a text to a couple brothers, you know, Knots included, and his response was kind of what ignited me this direction because it was kind of I wasn't expecting. I really didn't know what to expect, but it was his response, and it was basically like this: "It's about time. I was waiting for you."
Wow.
And
Wow.
right there, you know what I'm saying? Even though we're business partners, yeah, we're good friends and this, that, and the other, but still, you know, man to man, I was just kind of scared to send that text, didn't know what people was going to say. But when he responded like that, it was there. It broke me down, and I was just like, this
Ooh,
is what other
wow.
brothers need. So that was it for me.
Wow. Now, how do you, I mean, admitting it is one of the first steps, first of all. So I know you just provide the services. I know they're not just knocking down your door to receive the assistance that you're providing. How do you get men to actually admit or come forth and say that they have a problem?
Be transparent. You know what I mean? Like, I lead by example. You know, I lead with my own life. Everything that you see me post and talk about is either an experience that I'm actually been through or currently going through or people surrounding me are going through. I'm just pretty open. So, you know, starting things off, I'll start conversations off with my own experiences, and from there, it kind of lets them feel like, okay, cool, we can talk, and that's what they do.
Wow. Interesting. Hmm. Wow. Um,
Yep.
It's definitely showing a
yes.
level of
Whew.
vulnerability that is needed, especially among men, especially among black men, because you know we, like he said, we harbor a lot of stuff. We consider if we can't handle it ourselves, it's a sign of weakness. When in doubt, when in reality, it's really a sign of let me reach out for help,
Yeah.
or just have somebody else to bounce these ideas off of. I tell people all the time, a lot of the issues that I was dealing with maybe 10, 12 years ago is because of stuff that I had never resolved early on in my life. So
Yeah.
once you get that and you start being aware of the certain things other people are going with, you can help them with that. Because you can sit there and recognize in a lot of people, especially people that you know,
Yeah.
you can kind of feel the energy and tell, hey, something's not right here. What's going on? And that was kind of the thing with Mike, with knowing a lot of stuff that he has going on. But he's not really speaking on it. He's just trying to put his head down and fight through it and fight through it and fight through it. You have to wait and see and take advantage of the time when people are able to speak to you. It may only be, it may not even be a text. Like him sending that text is one way of doing it. It may not even be that for some people. But it's just being aware of your friends and your surroundings and being empathetic to what they may be going through. You know what I mean? So as long as you're giving them an option, to give them that door to say, hey, yo, if you want to talk or what's up, just tell me, like, get them talking. That's one of the
And
key
then
things.
another thing too, how to get them to differentiate from being stressed versus depressed. Because a lot of times people just get all this on their shoulder and like I'm just stressed, and that's the common thing to say when you're going through these things, and then it's years later, but the whole time you've been suffering from depression.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You
Do that
know?
a lot. That's the cover up.
Yep.
The major cover up is just to say I'm stressed. We all say it, and you have to dig deeper into those feelings and see. And then we look at the signs and the symptoms of depression, and we just immediately say, yeah, that's not me.
Walk me what the program is like. Like walk me through it. Like if they come to you and say this is I'm suffering from this, or obviously it don't come that way. It comes with you speaking and then they open up. So walk me through the process.
We leave it just like this, just the way we're talking now. It's no real format. You know, we'll come in. You know, I may have a topic. Let's just say one week we had a topic and it was expression. So I wanted all the guys that came in to just express, you know, some deep emotion, some deep feeling, and we had everyone talk about, you know, the way they felt from everything pertaining to their relationship to, you know, how they feel their kids may view them, or the pressure they feel from their families, you know, the jobs and competing. There's so many different things and topics. And, you know, I had one in particular, he had an issue where it was like, I guess, coming out of the military, and he had to carry that over. And then once you get back to America, it's like, figure it out on your own now. Yeah, you fought for the country, but now you got to figure that out. That's the side effect. Figure it out.
Thanks, buddy.
You can't.
Yeah.
Right, basically.
Yeah.
So these are the different things. And we're just told, hold it in, suck it up, man up, and I got tired of that. I got tired of hearing that. I knew that wasn't it for me, and I also admit that I think I made that mistake in raising my first two sons. I was that hard with them.
Really?
To where, yeah, like, and I went back to them recently, actually, this year, and told them, look, I apologize because I think I was just a little too hard in raising y'all. Not that I think it hurt them, but I don't think I gave them enough of the emotional side because I didn't think I was supposed to.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't know. I mean, I was raised by my dad as well. Very strong, powerful man who just. I think he cried once. I think I've seen him cry because he saw me cry. I was crying over, I lost a friend, a close friend, and he saw me cry and he cried, but not really shedding tears. But he was a very harsh, like I wouldn't say harsh. He was just hard.
Right.
Like I kind of could relate to what you're saying. It was like this is how we do it. In fact, I could tell sometimes he taught me well. I don't want to take anything from him or what he taught me, but there are times my dad was so like hardcore where our punishments when he wouldn't talk to us for like a month, maybe 2 months, 3 months. But I see myself doing that now. I'll get in a situation with someone I don't want to talk about it, and I won't probably talk to you for like a year. I didn't speak to my favorite cousin for a year behind me. The way you're raised, and you just think that's the way it is. I'm hard, and I'm just going to be hardcore, and that's just it. Because I do that a lot.
And we thinking it's making other person. We thinking it's making our kids strong, and it's really them. It's not. It's doing the opposite.
The opposite.
We're teaching them to harbor those same feelings. So because I help out a lot of young fathers, and I tell them it's important to show a certain level of vulnerability for our kids to see that, so that they know it's okay to come to us. It's okay to cry sometimes, and it's okay to be confused and not have all the answers. Let's work it out together. I'm here for you, and I'm here, and we're all on the same side. So that's one of the biggest things I tell young brothers, and actually brothers of my age as well. It's like, our parents are not perfect. You know what I mean?
No.
For the most part, they mean well. Some other extenuating circumstances, but for the most part, they're on our side. So once we start to learn to trust them and come to them with different things, then they're able to grow past that. So I make sure that my daughter understands that. Even when I'm upset with her, I always tell her whenever we get off the phone, I love you. We always do that.
Yeah,
we could talk 9 to 10 times a day. She knows it's coming. You know what I mean? So it's that, and then it's also me talking about the things that I was growing up, and it helps our relationship. You know what I mean? By me being able to do that and put it out there, I could be that example for a lot of other brothers to say like, yo, try this way of talking to them, see if they respond to this, because everybody's not going to respond the same way to different techniques. But the point is that you're making the effort, and once the kids start to see that, they'll start to come around. They'll be more open, and they'll bring more things to you. So that's real key.
And it's funny you say that because we were trained, back then. It was so many family secrets, and you just didn't really know what was going on with your parents, or your grandmother, because 9 times 10 we was raised by our grandparents. That was in the house, and all the secrets was held in, and I happened to. I kept that same trait. I didn't share a lot of things before my son went to the military, to South Korea last week. He asked me some questions he wanted to know. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my son still as he's 2 years old, but I'm saying to myself, this is a grown man, so I got to stop. So I had to sit down and say, you need to stop. It's time to open up. And I kind of shared some things, and didn't want to, but I was like, he's a grown man. I need to tell him. I don't want him to think it's just peaches and cream. So
that's so big. I'm glad you did that. Not even knowing what you told him, I'm glad you did that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
You just don't know. It's just like, it was hard. I sat there and I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Right. I was like, sit down, I'll talk to you. Right. He wanted to know before.
All the time too.
That's big.
You just want to hide it.
Yeah.
So how often do you put on the workshop?
Well, it's a video conference on Zoom. Zoom video conference, and we do it every Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
Every Tuesday, okay.
Yeah, so for anyone that would like, the link to join in, they would just have to text Art of Depression to 678-502-9112. Just text Art of Depression to 678-502-9112, and you'll receive a link. And it's every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Yeah, and you could get it on the foundation page, at HHGB Foundation. I'll put it on the regular page, so it's just at Hip Hop Gets Back, and I'll put the